Hi everyone, my name is Bridget and welcome to my channel. So this is a continuation of my previous video, Healing the Roots of Our Identity. Before I begin, I would just like to clarify that I do not believe in religion. I believe in God and Jesus Christ, and that Jesus Christ came to show us a way to peace and abundance for all. For much of my walk with God, I believed that transformation was about becoming a better person. I prayed more, reflected more, and tried harder to live according to God's will. Yet there was still something within me that quietly influenced my life. It was not a voice I consciously listened to, but it shaped my decisions all the same. The voice said, "You are a bad person." The strange thing was that I also knew I wasn't. I wanted to love, to serve, to be honest, and to do good. So why did I constantly feel the need to defend myself, prove myself, or carry guilt that seemed bigger than my actions? I asked God to show me the truth, and slowly He revealed something that changed my understanding of spiritual transformation. The belief was never mine. It had been formed through the projections of others, through experiences that caused me to unconsciously accept an identity that God had never given me. What I thought was my personality was in many ways a survival strategy. Once God exposed the lie, I realized something even more important. Healing is not the destination, it is the invitation to begin living as the true self. Jesus said, "You will know the truth, and the truth shall set you free." For years I understood that as an intellectual truth, but now I see it differently. Truth is not simply information. Truth restores us to who we already are in God. Many of us spend our lives trying to fix ourselves when perhaps we are trying to fix an identity that was built on a misunderstanding. How much of our lives are reactions to stories we inherited? Maybe someone repeatedly told us we were selfish. Maybe we were made to feel responsible for everyone else's emotions. Maybe we learned that making mistakes meant we are unworthy of love. Those beliefs quietly become the foundation from which we create our lives. And if the foundation is false, then everything built upon it will feel unstable. Jesus often challenged false identities. He looked at fishermen and saw disciples. He looked at tax collectors and saw disciples. He looked at those rejected by society and saw children of God. He never allowed society's labels to become heaven's definition. Perhaps God is asking us the same question. Whose voice have you been calling your own? But this is where I believe my journey has entered a new chapter. For a long time I thought awakening was the goal. Then I thought healing was the goal. Now I believe both awakening and healing are preparation. Preparation for living. Because what good is discovering the truth if we continue behaving as though the lie is still real? If God shows me that I am not a bad person, then I can no longer build my life around proving that I am good. Instead, I can simply live from goodness. There is an enormous difference. When we believe we are fundamentally flawed, we seek approval. When we know we are loved by God, we seek authenticity. When we believe we are unworthy, we fear rejection. When we know our identity rests in God, we can speak truth in love and accept that not everyone will agree. When we believe we must earn our value, life becomes exhausting. When we know our value is given by God, we are free to serve without performing. I think this is part of what Jesus meant when he spoke about the kingdom of God. The kingdom is not merely a future destination. It begins whenever we allow God's truth to govern our inner world and our outer actions. The kingdom becomes visible through ordinary lives lived with extraordinary freedom. This has also changed how I see other people. Instead of asking, why are they behaving like this, I ask, what false identity might they be living from? The person who controls others may secretly believe they are powerless. The people who constantly criticize may secretly believe that they were never enough. The person who cannot receive love may have spent years believing they did not deserve it. This does not excuse harmful behavior, and healthy boundaries remain essential, but it reminds us that compassion and accountability can exist together, and perhaps this is part of helping birth a new humanity. Not simply by healing our wounds, but by refusing to create tomorrow from yesterday's lies. I've said many times that the kingdom is within us. Now, I would add this: the kingdom within us is meant to become the life around us. It should shape how we speak, how we forgive, how we work, how we create, how we raise children, how we build communities, and how we respond to those who are still finding their way. My purpose is not to tell people what to think. It is to invite them to ask deeper questions. What beliefs are quietly directing your life? Did God place them there, or did life place them there? And if God revealed that one of those beliefs was never true, what would you create instead? Because I no longer believe God is only healing individuals. I believe He is preparing people who will live from truth rather than fear, from love rather than shame, and from freedom rather than inherited identities. Perhaps that is how a new humanity is born, not through extraordinary miracles alone, but through ordinary people who allow God to reveal the lie, embrace the truth, and then have the courage to live as the new self every single day. So, I hope this message is useful today. Wishing everyone a magical weekend. God bless.